patrol log resting neatly in the center console. But what caught their attention most was the flashlight on the ground, still casting its beam into the darkness. Its battery was half drained, as if it had been burning for hours, yet the switch was firmly in the on position, implying Daniel had set it down intentionally, or dropped it mid-step. Just beyond where the flashlight's beam ended, the rocky terrain gave way to a narrow, steep descent into a shadowed ravine. Rangers knew the spot well. Locals called it the mouth, claiming that in certain light, the gap between the rocks resembled the open jaws of some enormous animal. Even from the edge, the drop swallowed sound. Shouts from above barely echoed back. The soil here was dry and loose, showing no clear footprints, only disturbed dust that could have been made by wind, or by something moving quickly in and out. Inside the truck, the details grew stranger. Daniel's ranger hat, something he rarely removed, sat upside down on the passenger seat, almost as if it had been placed there deliberately. His canteen was half full, the water still cool, indicating it had been recently filled. The glove compartment was closed but unlocked, containing nothing unusual except for an old folded map of Big Bend with a section of the Chizos Mountains, circled in red ink. No one could remember seeing that mark before, and the handwriting wasn't Daniel's. Investigators also found his radio resting in its dock, not clipped to his belt as per protocol. This suggested he had removed it from his person before leaving the vehicle, an odd move for a lone ranger in the middle of an active patrol. More unsettling, the dashboard camera had been manually switched off. When asked, fellow rangers confirmed that Daniel was meticulous about leaving it running during patrols. Turning it off was entirely out of character. And then there was the smell. Several searchers later reported a faint, metallic temps in the air around the truck, not unlike the scent of blood, though no visible signs were found. The odor seemed to grow stronger toward the ravine, mingling with the dry, mineral-heavy breath of the desert night. A rookie ranger, peering over the edge, swore he saw a brief flicker of light deep in the shadows below, but when he blinked, it was gone. Nobody could explain where it came from, and no one volunteered to climb down that night to find out. The official search began at first light the next morning, when the desert sky still carried the pale lavender haze of dawn. Over 200 volunteers, a mix of rangers, experienced trackers, and locals, gathered at the trailhead. Dogs were brought in, noses pressed to the dusty ground near Daniel's truck, but their behavior was strange from the start. They followed the scent for less than 30 yards before stopping abruptly at the lip of the ravine, whining and refusing to go any farther. No amount of coaxing could get them to descend into the shadows below. Helicopters swept the park from above, their rotors scattering dust devils across the ridges. From the air, the land stretched out like an